Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video, I'm going to list out the top 5 smartphones for 2015. And the biggest criteria for this selection was the end user experience. I did not take the budget or the specs into account. So mostly we'll be seeing high-end smartphones in this segment. But I'll also make another video where I also actually talk about budget-oriented Android phones. Those are priced under 25,000. I'll make a separate video with the top 5 list for those. So let's get on with this. And for the selection, the most important thing for me was the end user experience, not the specs. So let's get on, and I've made quite a few notes, so let's go over that. I won't go in depth regarding the pros and cons because I have posted in-depth reviews for all these devices. Link for those will be in the YouTube show notes and also in the annotation. And at the 5th position, I would say I have this Moto X Type. What I liked is the build quality. The build quality is really nice on this device. Also, it has the fastest charging. The supplied charger that Motorola gives, it is the fastest in charging. So it charges really quickly. I also like this Moto display. If you just wave your hand, it wakes up, and it also has the touchless controls. I really like this feature, and I don't get it why other manufacturers don't have this one. It's almost a stock Android experience. So if you're a person who likes stock Android experience, then this you'll like the Moto X Type. We already have the Android Marshmallow. So these are the good things that I like about this Moto X Type. But on the con side, the biggest con I would say is that it does not have a fingerprint scanner, which is common now for all the flagship devices. So that is a big con with this device. And also it is a little bit on the heavier side. So at the 5th position, it's the Moto X Type. Now moving to the 4th position, I have the Samsung Galaxy S6 and the S6 Edge. What I liked with the Samsung Galaxy S6 and the S6 Edge is now that we have the new form factor. It's all metallic, it's not plastic. And it's powered by the Exynos 7420, and it's a very fluid and a fast device. When we move to the screen, it has got an excellent AMOLED screen. And also when we move to the camera performance is also very good. I would say both the front facing camera as well as the rear facing camera, except in very low lighting condition. Also, the fingerprint scanner is actually improved compared to the earlier devices that we have seen from Samsung. Moving to the cons with the S6 and the S6 Edge, were that the battery life is sort of average. It's not bad, but again, it's not stellar also. So that is the biggest con that I have with the S6 and the S6 Edge. And also, the memory management on the S6 and the S6 Edge is not that great. Now, moving to the 3rd position, we have the iPhone 6s. What I really like about the iPhone 6s is that it's a really fast phone. It has the new Apple A9 processor, and I have to say it's one of the fastest phones that I have used. It's extremely fluid, and in fact, if you're coming from the iPhone 6, you will notice that it is significantly faster. Also, we have the new feature called 3D Touch, which is very interesting, but again, not all apps take advantage of that as of now. Also, when we move to the fingerprint scanner that is known as Touch ID on the iPhone 6s, it is really fast. As you can see, you just tap in and it just unlocks. So it's extremely responsive and accurate. Now moving to the cons, this iPhone 6s still does not support fast charging. So it takes almost 2 hours to charge, which is highly unacceptable for a flagship device costing this much. Also, though the camera now is improved, we have a 12 megapixel rear facing camera. But again, if we start to compare with other smartphones, it's still not the best camera that you can get. Certainly, it's a good camera, but not among the best. I would say the LG G4 does a lot better. And also, the Note 5 and the S6 in many circumstances will beat the camera on the iPhone 6s. Also, still, the iPhone 6s has a 720p display, which is sad to see. Again, people will say, yeah, it just has a 4.7-inch screen. You won't notice it. Yes, but if you are used to Quad HD displays, the text is definitely sharper on that. And it's a high time Apple moves away from the 720p display. Now, let's move to the, 2nd position. And for the 2nd position, I would select the Samsung Galaxy Note 5. It's an excellent device. Again, the Note form factor now has changed. It's completely made up of metal and glass. So it looks actually very much premium in the hand. What I really like with the Note 5 is that it runs on the new TouchWiz and it is fast and fluid. And I've been using this Note 5 for about 4 months, and now also it's still fast and fluid. What again I really like on the Note devices is the S Pen. The S Pen can be a very powerful tool if you use it. And I actually really enjoyed the S Pen. For example, you can just take out the S Pen and sign the PDF document directly. Also, the multi-window support is also very good on the Note 5. So it's great for people who love multitasking. Then the Note 5 would be ideal. Also, when we talk about the screen quality on the Note 5 has to be the best this year. It has got an amazing screen. Also, when we talk about video recording, the video recording also is actually very good on the Note 5, both with the front facing camera as well as with the rear facing camera. Also, the camera performance is also really good on the Note 5, except in very low lighting conditions. Now, when we talk about some of the cons with the Note 5, again, it's the memory management. Though it has 4 gigabytes of RAM, the memory management is not that great on the Note 5. And also, I do not like the fact that Samsung has omitted the micro SD card and the IR blaster from the Note 5. And again, as it's made up of glass, it's a sort of a slippery device. So the Note 5 is the second position. And before I talk about the first position, I also have two other handsets which did not make to the top 5 because of some of the cons. I'll mention them after I talk about the first position, which is the Nexus 6P. And I really like the Nexus 6P because it has to be one of the fastest Android phones that I have used till date. It is extremely fluid and it runs on Android Marshmallow. And again, it is really fast. Even the fingerprint scanner on this is blazingly fast. It's among the fastest that I have seen on an Android device. You just touch it and it unlocks, and it's super accurate. I like the camera quality on the Nexus 6P. The camera is an amazing camera, and in fact, even in indoor lighting and in artificial lighting, the camera performance is actually very good with both the rear facing camera as well as the front facing camera. Also, regarding the battery life on the Nexus 6P is above average. Now, coming to the cons with the Nexus 6P, it's simply a very big device. So if you don't like the big devices, then this Nexus 6P is not for you. Also, I have noticed that though the screen quality is really good, it's a Quad HD display, but in direct sunlight, it's not easily visible. Also, I do not like the default camera UI that is on the Nexus 6P. To take advantage of this camera, you have to actually use third-party camera apps. So the Nexus 6P is the best Android phone that you can get for this year, according to me. Now, regarding the two other devices that didn't make to my list were the LG G4. I really liked the LG G4 because of its excellent display. That quantum display was really good, and it also had an amazing camera. In fact, I would say one of the best cameras in artificial lighting, and even the camera app was very good. So it was a great phone as a camera phone. But the biggest con for me with the LG G4 was the battery life. I used the LG G4 as my personal phone for a couple of weeks, but the battery life was simply not that good on the LG G4, and also it exhibited slight UI lag at times. The next phone that didn't make it to my top 5 list is this Sony Xperia Z5, and I really like this device because the build quality is amazing. It feels like a very solid phone. It is water resistant, and also the battery life is actually very good on the Xperia Z5. But the biggest con that I have with this Xperia Z5, and I used this device as my primary device for a couple of weeks, is that it simply heats up very fast. So that is the main reason that I did not include the Xperia Z5 in my top 5 list. So these were my top 5 smartphones for 2015. Do let me know in the comment section which is your top smartphone for 2015. And again, I'll also be making another video with my top 5 smartphones in the budget category later on. I hope this video was helpful. And again, I have posted in-depth reviews for all these devices. So the links for those will be in the YouTube show notes. So make sure you check them out. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video.